Now if we go to Somalia, where two soldiers convicted of conspiring with the extremist group Al-Shabaab to assassinate their battalion commander have been executed. Military court officials confirmed the executions took place on Monday following their sentencing in August. The court found that one soldier had received an explosive device while the other planted it beneath the bed of their commander. The bomb was later detonated remotely, resulting in the commander's death in July. The case comes as Somalia faces a surge in attacks by the Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab, which has recaptured dozens of towns and villages, rolling back key military gains made in 2022 and 2023. And off to South Africa, where the country's government has expressed concern over the arrival in neighbouring Eswatini of a group of dangerous criminals deported from the United States. According to the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, the profile of these individuals poses a potential national security risk. 3 weeks ago, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced on X the transfer of 5 men from Laos, Cuba, Jamaica, Vietnam, and Yemen to Eswatini. Eswatini's representative has since assured Pretoria that they have no plans to accept further prisoners from the United States. And now to discuss this, we're joined by Paul Ramza Matimela. He is the Secretary General of Swalimo and is speaking to us from Dublin, Ireland. Paul, thanks for joining us. Do you believe that accepting these criminals was a strategic or diplomatic mistake? Why or why not?
Thank you so much. Actually, when we have to consider receiving these criminals as a strategic or any diplomatic maybe perspective, first of all, one must have to mention that as citizens of Eswatini, we had to learn about these deportations from media, which covered very well these deportations as well as condemning it, which means such an issue was never even discussed at parliament level, where we believe the interests of the people are being considered and taken care of, which means this settlement was between the head of state of Eswatini, being the King Mswati, and the government of the United States. By that, or by virtue of that, it means it was only based on personal interest. And if for one to say this, maybe this settlement was diplomatic or a diplomatic mistake, one must have to mention that for one to be considered a part of diplomacy, it has to confirm with international norms. So basically, this deportation violates extradition treaties and it damages the diplomatic relations. And in that regard, I can consider it as a diplomatic mistake.
Right. So I have to ask you, right, to take this type of criminals or to harbor this type of criminals in Eswatini, you must have or in any country whatsoever, you must have the facilities, the structure, the infrastructure, and the manpower to be able to do that. Do you think that Eswatini has it? And if they don't, what potential threats or danger could arise for Eswatini, who is the hosting country here, or even neighboring countries, as a result of harboring these criminals?
Thank you so much. It is important to mention that if you consider in terms of the capacity of the correctional facilities in Swaziland, we have in total less than 10 correctional facilities in Swaziland as compared to the United States, which has more than 6,000 correctional facilities. So by those statistics, it means we do not have the capacity, especially in Swaziland, to take care or to be receiving foreign criminal immigrants, especially deported by the United States. And secondly, considering the economy of Eswatini, we are still an underdeveloped country. And if you consider the current issues that are prevailing on the ground, the healthy facilities, the economy, itself, even the system of governance itself, there had been a loud outcry, especially about the system of governance, at which we believed at this moment we were still looking up to the international community, especially after we have delivered a petition to the embassy of the United States. So we believe that petition was only responded by these deportees, which means at this stage, we don't believe as a nation it was the right time, even if there was a proper settlement or consideration, especially to such deportees. We have a number of internal problems and issues that needs to be sorted inside the country.
So how might this incident impact regional stability if South Africa is raising concerns about, Eswatini hosting, harboring these criminals? How might just the incident impact regional stability and security cooperation among Southern African countries?
Thank you so much. Considering the nature of these deportees, as much as they were deported directly into Eswatini, but they will have to undergo a process of integration whereby they have to be to find their way or their feet inside Swaziland, which means they have to equally enjoy benefits and privileges of the Swazi people, which among many is to be free to travel within the SADC regions, especially South Africa, Mozambique, and other countries. So considering the nature or the threat that they pose, considering the economy of Eswatini, considering the economy of South Africa, a large pool of people migrating to South Africa, political exile, economic exile, which we strongly believe even these migrants, after they have established themselves in Swaziland, they will then foresee opportunities in South Africa. In that regard, they pose serious threats into our neighbouring countries and the SADC region as well.
All right. I must say thank you for taking out the time to join us. Paul Ramza Matimela, he's the Secretary General of Swalimo, and he joined us live from Dublin, Ireland, just to give us an insight as South Africa has raised concerns over Eswatini harboring criminals deported from the United States.